Well, lying to get girls is very natural, some might say. It's what I've been seeing a lot realistically. If you are lying to get girls, then you are not worthy of the person at all. If you're lying to get with women, if you're manipulating to get women, if you're saying you make more money than you do, or saying you don't have a girlfriend at home, or something of that variety, and the other person believes and because you're good and charismatic and you're able to manipulate your way into situations, that's not consensual. You are being abusive to your partner mentally because you're relying and ruining their trust in every capacity. And that makes it harder for them to get into more relationships in the future. And then you're also making the other person bad because that also ruins their decisions because it makes them think that all men are liars. So you're making it bad for all men and you're making it horrible for that side chick you now call a side chick because she didn't know what was going on. That's the issue. That's the problem. And then you build a whole situation and relationship with the other person and you leave them all these lies. Oh, we can do this together. We can go to Six Flags. We can go to Florida. We can do all this stuff. And then now the person is just left with all these emotions and feelings and they don't know what to do with them. And that's going to be really hard. You're glossing over this part really bad because it forces you to confront behavior you'd rather defend. Behavior from people they like, right? People they admire, people who have done good things in other areas in their lives, people who have charming smiles and good reputations, and a way of making everyone feel like they're the most important person in the room. If you change the terms without telling someone, you've taken control of a choice that was supposed to belong to both of you. You become the director. The other person is just an actor following a script they didn't know was written for them. Now the interaction isn't equal anymore. It was never equal. It just looked that way from the outside. You don't have an equal interaction when one person is openly lying about the interaction. And then you're building up all this information. You're building up this whole thing with the other person. You're building up love and feelings and emotions. They don't go away when you figure out someone's bad. You don't stop listening to an artist completely when you figure out they did something bad. You might still have memories attached to their music. You might say, well, I can still listen to Melanie Martinez because I grew up with it. Well, I can still listen to Chris Brown because I grew up with them. I did this and I did that. Yeah, that's because that's how human emotions work. We are all creatures. Men, women, non-binary, whatever you want to be, doesn't really matter to me. Don't really care. Red, right, ring, blah, blah, blah. Anything you are, right? You are emotional first, and then you have some logic to back up your emotions. That's how you work. That's how most people work. That's the reality of about 51% of people on the planet. That's the reality of it. That's the majority. That's 51% of people. You think with your emotions first, then you use logic to confirm your emotions. That's how we think. That's why people think Goku can't be beat. That's the reality of it. Because I grew up with Goku and Goku blew up a planet. I don't care if you have a character that I can say I can beat Goku. You're not beating Goku. That's emotional. My dad's stronger than your dad logic. All over. It's the reality of it.